Hey agents, this is Hannibal, and welcome back to the channel. We are back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, and if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you'll stick around. Today, I wanted to dive a little more into some nuances about the game. And this is something that's literally right in your face, but you might not even realize it. This topic came up in a Discord chat with some newer players, and I thought it useful to make a video about it. So, we're going to talk about reading the battlefield so you can survive and win more. So let's do it. Now, bear in mind, this is just Battlefield basics specifically for PvE. I'll get to the PvP part later. New players often get tunnel vision, staring at their target, not the full fight. This often allows for NPCs to flank and the player gets shot right in the ass. I can't count how often I hear in the headset, "Where did he come from? Why am I getting hit in the back all of a sudden?" It even happens to me from time to time. Whether you're clearing a control point, pushing through a mission, or hunting a bounty, success comes down to a few things in this game. How well you understand what's happening around you, which is situational awareness. Do you have knowledge of the area you're about to engage in? Do you know what to do and where to go if you're playing solo or in a group? The builds come at the end of that equation, not first. Knowing the initial key three things will help keep you alive, win more fights, and enjoy the game with less frustration. Because if you can figure out what's happening as the game reacts to your presence, become familiar with the area you're engaging with, and knowing what role you'll play and how you'll play that role, whether it's solo or in group, then things get way easier. So, engagements in the Division 2 unfold in layers. Your cover and escape routes, which is basically your familiarity with the area of engagement. Enemy spawn points and approach lines. This comes with time and repeated engagements. Environmental hazards, exploding barrels, red gas cans, or tanks. Checkpoints and high ground. Again, this is familiarity. And every engagement is a puzzle, and the battlefield actually talks to you. Where danger will come from, that's using your HUD. Where you could move next. Where you should force the enemy to go, and that's learning the map. Okay. Imagine you're aiming down sights, focused on one target. You've got an extended magazine, you've been testing it in the range to kill a named target in the range with a single magazine. Let's remind everyone that the Division 2 is designed to punish that sort of scoped-in process. If you don't track enemy positions, you'll get flanked. If you don't spot spawn doors or reinforcement routes, you'll get overrun. If you don't notice when enemies shift tactics, you'll get caught out. The battlefield in this game isn't static, it's constantly changing. And if you can read it right, you can pretty much control the engagement. So let's look at some engagements you'll do and do often. Control points. Before you call for help, look at the area. Where are the entry points? Where will your allies spawn from? Where can enemies' reinforcements come from? Set up so you're not exposed when the wave arrives. And with these, you'll identify reinforcement direction markers as soon as you trigger the fight, so you'll always have an exit or second cover position. If you do the CPs often enough, you'll learn where the spawn points are in the first wave, and then in the follow-up defense wave. For missions. In missions, think one room ahead. Where will the next wave come from? If you could predict it, you could prepare for it. Look for high ground and interior walls for crossfire protection. Things like that. And with your bounties, well, the target squad usually comes at you from multiple angles. Don't stay where you first engage. Shift position as they spread out. Note your entry point. They may spawn behind you, and that relieves you with clearing the area, or pick a spot with minimal exposure. Now, some tips for better awareness: pan your camera often. Don't stare at your targets. There's audio cues. You can hear flankers, rushers, or snipers actually have certain voice-acted phrases before they do things, such as, look at the True Sons. The rushers. These are the guys with the shotguns that run at you. They often do a battle cry snarl or breathe heavily as they run at you. The turret guy actually says a great spot for a turret as he's setting one up. The grenade chick yells out concussion grenade before throwing it. The heavy just talks shit at you, but his voice is distinctive compared to the rest as it sounds, well, heavy. Let's look at the Black Tusk. The drone operator has a few lines. One of them is, let's see how they like this, fly little birdie, or drones in the air. The mini tank operator, we call the mini tanks Johnny Fives or Wallies in the clan, has some after-action report lines, such as they destroyed the mini tank, or after you've killed it, or you're about to kill it, he'll generally say they're going after the mini tank when you focus fire on it. The sniper, if you're close enough, will say, "I got you," before she pulls the trigger. And the heavy says things like, "Gonna need a bucket," as he pulls the trigger. The hyenas, the rushers, these are the chicks with sticks, has a few lines of voice acting as well. You'll hear the gas rush sound as she takes a hit of whatever that green whatever it is. She either says, "I'm a fucking beast," or "This is the stuff," and then starts running at you, cackling. If you are able to dodge away from her before she starts swinging, or can get far enough away from her but still in her line of sight, she'll scream, "Come here," like some demented version of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. And these are just a few examples. Every NPC has lines and audio cues to help you learn what's about to happen. You should pay attention to that. Now, I know that there's some directives that can help you gain more percentages of XP in this game, and one of them is removing the HUD. If you're new to the game, I wouldn't worry about the XP thing until you can run challenging or heroic without an issue solo. So how do you use all this awareness? Well, firstly, pay attention to the red directional indicators in your HUD. Position for crossfire angles on enemies. Bait rushers into traps, either with special ammo, a Banshee pulse, shock trap, or foam grenades. Pre-fire or pre-aim where enemies will come from. Don't wait to see them. Now, this will take some practice, and once you get the knack of it, there will be less bullets wasted. Use grenades or skills to break away lines when you see group clusterings. Again, this takes practice, but once you start reading the battlefield, you'll feel like you're always one step ahead of the AI. So what should you be paying attention to? Here's a checklist. Enemy spawn points. Now, whether it's control point reinforcements or mission waves, spot the doors or spawn zones before the fight starts. Check your cover layout. Always know where the next piece of cover is. Don't wait until you're getting shot at to find it. Elevation. High ground. Come on, everybody's seen them film. Obi-Wan Kenobi had a point. High ground is a massive advantage. Or it could be a massive threat. Snipers use it, so you should use it too. Your lines of sight. Before you engage, look at where enemies can see you. Avoid standing in spots where you're visible from multiple angles. Now, this is a little easier said than done. The game developers were very smart in creating this map. It's really hard to find a spot where if you wait long enough, you can't be hit from 27 different directions. And look at your flank routes. Most areas have at least 2 or 3 flanking paths. If you don't watch them, the enemies will use them. So you've read the field. Now what? Well, pre-position. Don't wait to get flanked. Move before they get around you. Use skills to block paths. Drop a turret on a flank route or seeker mine where you expect movement. Keep moving. Static players die. Even if it's small, shift your cover, change angles, break line of sight. If opportunity allows, force enemies into bad spots. If you take the best cover, they'll have to push into the open or into your traps. I cannot stress this enough. This takes practice. A lot of it. And most of you already know this. While you're learning the maps, the areas, the NPC behaviors, and how you read the landscape, you're also working on learning your builds, chosen gear and weapons, and how you play with said gear and weapons. And before you know it, you're running heroic solo and not even breaking a sweat. If you drop into the battlefield... No, let me rephrase. If you drop into Battlefield the game, or Call of Duty, the basic approach of PvE is similar to PvP. There's not a lot of nuance. You don't get build theory in those games. Sure, you could change up mods and swap out different accessories, type of grenade, C4, ammo boxes, whatever. But those are generally restricted to certain class types. In the Division, it's so much more than that. Compared to PvE, PvP is a completely different beast and requires a lot more build theory in my opinion. In Conflict, you don't have to worry about NPCs. You have to worry about what the other player and their builds and how they think works. In the Dark Zone, where it's a PvE PvP environment, you have to worry about both, and in the Dark Zone, there isn't any regulatory approach to expertise and such. If you haven't put in any expertise and you step into the Dark Zone, you are most likely going to run up against a level 30 expertise player. They'll flag up on you, and you'll melt before you can blink. In PvP, there's a method to the madness. The AI becomes predictable, and if played often enough, you can confidently predict how the engagement will go, more or less. In PvP, it's literally all madness. In Conflict, you can't predict the builds you will face and how the player thinks and approaches the maps. In the Dark Zone, you have the PvE element combined with the PvP element. So you could be dealing with a named NPC in the landmark, while you're focused on him and the area, a player's been watching you, waiting for you to take care of the NPCs, and he picks a moment to hit you while you're distracted. Most likely, while your back is turned. And since PvP is such a different beast to cover, I will include it in an upcoming video I've been working on, as it was requested by another viewer of the channel. Look, the Division 2 is designed to reward players who think like tacticians, not just shooters. Reading the battlefield gives you the upper hand, even before the first shot is fired. So next time you're loading in, take that extra few seconds. Look around, plan your moves, and I guarantee you'll notice the difference. And we'll break that down soon, but for now, mastering the PvE battlefield will already give you a serious edge if or when you step into PvP. I hope you all found this video to your liking. If so, give it a like. Share it with your friends. If you have tips or questions to add, drop them in the comments. Remember, Discord and X details are in the info tab on this channel. We're on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And as always, thank you for watching. And until the next one, this is Hannibal, signing off.